Bienvenidos and welcome. They say the truth will set you free, so here's my truth. Hola familia, you already know this is Alan Ruelas today on Besties and Homies. Yes, thank you Roberto. He's back, y'all. He's back. Ooh, he's a puppy, you know what I mean? And then we also have the special guest by the name of Yessi. Es que se está haciendo el pelo, güey. Pero we love that. We love that. We're gonna go. But we have a very special guest today by the name of
Jenny. Hello, everybody.
Give it up for Jenny. Woo!
Thank you.
Yes. We're gonna have more guests. Si quieren, tiren flores, tiren dinero, tiren de todo, ¿verdad? Virtual flowers. Like on TikTok. Double tap. What is that one thing?
Galaxy.
Yeah. Do the little, what is it called? How does it go?
The AI thing.
Yeah, the AI thing. Vamos a estar así.
Thank you for the flowers.
Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the flowers. Sí, hermano. Pero sí, nonetheless,
Yes.
we're happy to have you here today.
Thank you.
Look, I'm gonna talk a lot because I'm so happy that you're here. You literally elevate my confidence like 1,000%. But like also the fact that you're here taking time to, share with us before you head out to NorCal. Te nos vas. Y luego, I know she's leaving, dude. And I'm like, I was gonna go to WeHo with her. I was gonna go to all the Pico. Yeah, no, we're gonna do everything.
I know, ya ni modo. Now we have to plan it de veras.
¿Qué vamos a hacer, hermano? Mira, vamos a tomar un poquito. Sí. Abrilo. Courtesy of Arizona. So they get a W because salió en una entrevista that the owner, he said that he's gonna keep the prices the same.
That's right.
So personally,
Shout out to him.
I'm extremely on a budget, so it makes more sense for me.
100%.
Arizona all the way. Sí, entonces, hermana, tell me, how are you feeling right now? Y luego, then we'll jump into the gossip.
Honestly, like, it didn't hit me that I was moving until like you came over. And,
my bitch ass brought it up. I was just like, adios.
Start crying.
Dude, I'm gonna start crying.
No, but I
Porque
think.
te me fuiste como Berenice.
I know, like super last minute.
Yeah, but I love you guys.
That part.
Doesn't
we
matter.
love you too. Now you have an excuse to come visit us.
I know.
Aunque nunca quieres verme a mí, but let's not say.
Hey, I'm gonna show up there and I'll be like knocking on your door a las 3 de la mañana. Y y'all saw it here. Hey, voy a estar tocando a las 3 de la mañana and I don't want to hear.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Okay, I don't want to hear. Okay, pero cuenta.
Nervous, excited. I mean, everything like kind of like a, ¿cómo se dice? Like reminiscing in a sense too. Like I'm like, my life was here for 3 years and then now I'm like going back with family, but like still being on my own kind of thing. And I'm just like, a ver cómo me va.
Hashtag independent women. Hashtag smart women. Hashtag empowerment.
No,
you know
hashtag
what I mean?
eres o te haces.
Yo me hago. Hey, that's like, cheers, toast that. Porque hoy vamos a estar hablando de eso, because if y'all did not already know, Roberto, please, objectively speaking, how beautiful does my friend look today?
Oh my.
Okay, first off, I have a girlfriend, so
Respectfully, yes.
She comes first.
Okay, pause. I'm like, Yessi. How about that?
Yeah,
sí, para que no te complique la... Mucha explicación, Roberto. Aquí no hay romance. Aquí lo que hay es cariño y respeto. Amiga, ¿qué tan pretty she looks today?
Out of 10?
Yes.
A 10.
Oh my, guys. Don't make
But I
me
will
nervous.
say, you do look good. You look very pretty.
Thank you.
Yes, so for all the romance out in the air, look, objective beauty is always a confidence booster.
Yes.
That part.
So, entre amor y paz, así, la hacemos así.
Así.
Okay, hermana, tell me, I want to dive into, obviously, the obvious, te graduaste.
Yes.
Entonces, entre que te graduaste, were there any emotions there? I know I talked about this previously with Rudy, pero tú, como, ¿qué sentiste caminar? O sea, ¿qué fue eso?
It felt surreal.
Okay.
I think as a 2020 grad, not having a high school graduation, kind of like not having like prom and all that, it kind of felt like, holy shit, like, okay, like I'm getting a moment. I will say, like, I'm like, holy shit, like I did it. Like there was a point in the semester I was taking 9 classes and I was working. Yeah, exactly. And I kind of like lost a sense of self because I was so caught up in like, oh, I gotta do it, I gotta go. Felt like I was on a time crunch. So like knowing that I lo logré, that I did it, like it really hit home. Not only like for me, but I feel like for my parents too, because I have 2 older sisters who also have graduated. The oldest graduated with a political science degree from Sac State. Stingers up. And then the other one, Alejandra, graduated with a hers was a Bachelor's of Arts, I think, in psychology from UC Merced. So for them, it was like a surreal moment, like todas ya acabamos, kind of thing. And I don't know, I kind of shared a moment with my sister too, because she graduated college in 2020, so she never got to walk. So after the Latinx ceremony, le di like my sash and everything, and like she cried and like she was like, oh, like, you know, that I thought of her, but I was like, yeah, girl, like, you know, we're all 2020 pinche traumatized out here. But yeah, it was very emotional, very rewarding, very surreal, honestly. Like, I'm like, holy shit, sí se hizo.
Sí se hizo, and I think that that's something that I think about all the time, at least with like, I grew up with a lot of strong women, y I think first impressions when I met you, dije yo, bueno, o sea, qué muchacha tan preparada, I kid you not, I love, for me, yes, let's start there, personalize it to me. I think, yes, let's not say, but to me, bien preparada, pero también, like, you're so outgoing, dude. But, like, I mean it, like, I look at you and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like, ¿qué tipo, what does she drink? ¿Qué come? ¿Qué pastillas? No, I'm like, dude, like, it's in serio, like, dude, like, not a lot of people, in my opinion, have that virtue, en donde tun, pero no nomás es work, es también, like, you're nurturing, o sea, estás atenta, y digo yo, pues no wonder Bestie Berenice is, I'm over here like, damn, dude, like, no, o sea, en pocas palabras, she's like the friend that be like, okay, estás en buenas manos, like, that's someone that you trust, you know? And then that's why I look at you and I'm like, dude, like, no manches, o sea, qué momento. And I said, no, not too nice, I'm being real, pues ya sabes, hermana, pero... Ahora, te recibiste, caminaste, super gorgeous, you know what I mean? Tell me right now, outside of like you commuting over here, you're feeling, you know, you're about to head out to NorCal. ¿Qué vas a extrañar from Southern California? Be honest.
I feel like the culture, like in the sense of like, there's a lot more Hispanos, there's a lot more things to do, like, whether it's like going out and like food markets, I feel like that's like a big thing. I'm a fucking fat ass, so like food, I love food markets. Cosas así, like antojos, spots. There's some in SAC, but it's not the same, like the vibe and like differences, like going out to the club, aquí they play reggaeton, yeah, it's mostly mainly R&B, stuff like that.
It's like a culture difference, for sure.
Yeah, and then like aparte de eso too, like the friends that I made here, the little like community that I created, like, yeah, it's not huge, but like everyone has a part in my journey. Like I always say, like, you know, friends that I met in classes, friends that I met, you know, because of the dorms, Bere, you know, all those people that I will always look up to and always thank, because no matter what, they were there to like push me or, you know, say some pinche pendejada, but like, you know, we did it.
Get you smiling. Sí, no, yo te digo, my mom has a saying, y those of you who know, you know, and they're like, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. Entonces, I took that literally. I'm like, you're cut. No, I'm just like, I'm just saying. Pero te digo de que, en serio, de que I think that culture difference is going to make a difference. Do you feel ready to go back to NorCal?
Yes and no. Because I know that I'm gonna miss, like, not that it's fast paced out here, but it's that, like, you know what? Me dan ganas de irme a la playa, me voy. Me dan ganas de irme to take a walk and do this, me voy. Like, me dan ganas de just go to the park and read my book, I go and I do it. And, like, I don't think about, oh, like this or that or this, because I live on my own and it's like, no le tengo que explicar nada a nadie. And so it's gonna change in a good way, in a bad way, but not in a horrible way. Meaning, like, it's just, I have to adapt to my new environment in that sense. But like, I know I'm gonna miss it 100%. But also, like, being here too, homesickness was very, very hard at the beginning as well.
So like for me, I'm transitioning, like the idea of living home and everything. And then de repente I still hear my parents' voices. I'm like, oh my gosh, se queda uno, like it's a cultural thing. Away. Yeah, it's a cultural thing. Es como un peso bien extra. And of course I say that because when you came out here, I'm very curious, especially for the girlies and the besties and everyone listening, you know, like, o sea, para ti to adapt to living alone, you know, as a woman of color, coming out here hustling, getting your education as you should, mind you, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yes, la idea es
You're soon?
Pronto, I'm gonna wear my heels and everything. Oh, girl, I'm gonna like pretend to fall. I'm like, Roberto, help me. Te digo de que, ups, sí, no, pues por eso te digo, hermana, pero ¿cómo tú hiciste para conquistar ese miedo? O sea, es decir, estás sola, estás viviendo en la ciudad, ¿qué hábitos o qué hiciste como to like surpass those moments of anxiety to live alone?
Whew. I mean, lots of different things. I think coming from a family that was super close, like I'm super close to my sisters. The middle one's 2 years older than me. The older one is 4.5, almost 5 years. So like we were all really close, and it's always like, vamos a la tienda, okay, vente conmigo, vamos a la tienda, kind of thing. And it was to the point where like, oh, like who do I go to the store with? Like I need this, like I gotta go by myself. It was really hard, I will say. I remember my first time like officially on campus when I was living at the dorms. I tried to print something because, you know, like the first day of class, you have to print the syllabus, and there's people, you know, the old school professors, you have to bring it in paper, que no sé qué.
Profesores viejos.
No, that part, like, I got an iPad for a reason. Like, let's save the trees.
Sí, I can, not like Brandon.
Anyways. And me acuerdo, like, you know how you have to put money onto, like, a little account and then, like, transfer that to that? Like, no tenían the little paper at the time. Y pues yo, like, I was hella, like, not mensa, but, like, I was, like, okay, clueless as to how that worked. And I go to the library, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, what the I can't get it. Like, what's going on? And I try again, y no puedo. And, like, I got frustrated, and I was just like, you know what, whatever. I left it. Me fui, I, like, kid you not, like, chillé. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why did I, like, literally leave my whole life, leave my whole family, and just come here? And I'm like, ¿quién me va a ayudar en esto? I was like, you know what, whatever. I took a walk, and I went back to the dorms, tried again the next day, and then I finally figured it out because I asked somebody. But I think, like, the biggest thing is getting over that fear of, like, asking other people for help, and also, like, just being okay with being uncomfortable and being alone. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very hard, I think, coming from a family that, no, we weren't crazy loud, but, like, you know, there's always ruido en la casa. Yeah, like, you know, the TV, la música, this, that, you know, stuff like that. And then coming to, like, silence. And it's like, the voices in my head.
Yeah, eso, pero también, like, when you go to, like, higher education or, like, whatever the fuck, like, that is, like, it becomes very corporate.
Yes.
And it's, like, it's really, like, there's a difference between, like, you being quiet. Like, I love going to la naturaleza with me and my thoughts.
Yes.
But there's, like, a different type of isolation when you're in a corporate environment.
Yes.
And, like, you're trying to understand yourself, you're trying to acknowledge your culture, you're trying to acknowledge, like, las costumbres que ya cargas, y luego tú entras and you feel like, oh, like, o sea, ¿qué hago, you know? So that's why, to me, it's kind of like you sharing that story, at least to me, you know, o sea, esas costumbres, o sea, uno se los tiene que ir poco a poco, like, each person learns differently.
Yes.
Y pues por eso me daba curiosidad, honestly, dude.
No, I think that too, like, living on campus at the dorms, like, the floor I was at, where they were a year younger than me, because I forgot to apply, like, I applied to the dorms, but I guess I never hit enter, so I was a little late on that part. And so they put me with, like, a younger floor, whatever, and, like, not that I saw myself with any of them, but, like, never did I resonate with any of them. Like, you know, they were about, like, partying and this and that, and, like, I'm all for it, but, like, in that sense, like, I was working at 3-4 in the morning, going to Starbucks, and then coming back, and then, like, you know, taking a nap, doing work, going to sleep the next day, same thing.
Es muy complicado, ¿no? Y por eso te digo, my respects to you, because, como por ejemplo, yo me apegué a mis padres and I really couldn't leave home like that. But, like, we'll talk about that later. No, but, like that is, like, o sea, you're balancing, like, what seems to be very complicated nowadays. Like, bills are expensive, having to go to school, having societal expectations, having to fulfill your education.
And then self-care.
Oh my gosh, girl, give us your secrets, at least for what works for you. I'm not saying anybody's perfect in here, y'all. I'm just saying, like, yo quiero saber, because I'm like, Roberto, do you want to know some self-care tips too?
I could learn more. I could learn more.
This, yes, maestro.
Well, you could say I'm a nerd in the sense of never did I get into reading until recently. I struggled a lot with anxiety and depression. Like, it hit me hard at the beginning of the year. And, like, I didn't really know how to navigate it, because it was more like my roommate, it hit me to, like, where I realized that it was more, like, out of my control than in my control. And my roommate, she was like, Jen, do you ever relax? And I was like, what do you mean? And I was literally sitting at the table, and I had just gotten home from work, and I was eating, and I was like, oh, I gotta go do this. I was like, but it was Friday, so it was a weekend, and I got weekends off. And I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. And then she comes and she was like, you never relax. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, siempre andas que esto, pa que el otro. Even when you don't work, like, you're always doing something. And I was like, well, like, shit's gotta get done. Like, my list always just gets bigger and bigger. And it wasn't until she told me that where I was like, you know what? Like, I need to live in the moment. I need to live in the present. And I think that really stuck with me in the sense of like, you know, not every day are you gonna get these moments of like, you know what, fuck it, let's go to the Michoacana. You know what, let's go to the beach. You know what, let's go here. Like, yes, you have 1,000,001 things to do, but if you don't take care of yourself, that's where like you tend to lose yourself. And so what I enjoyed was the beach. The beach is like my safe space. Like, I just go and like no thought in my mind. I like going on walking like during en la tarde. There's a little middle school by my house, and like I would just do laps there, and like people watch little families with their little kids. Runs a veces sometimes too, and then like reading, watching movies, honestly, like just sitting and like it's okay to just take about an hour and a half to watch a movie, you know? Yeah, you don't know because you don't watch anything.
It's trauma response.
Don't watch anything.
I'm like, Berenice, if you're listening, this is trauma response. So for some context, y'all, I'm a workaholic. I said this last time. That's like my big fat red flag. And that's why I'm like, it's easier said than done.
Yes.
I feel like for me, again, for some context, not because I'm like, but I'm gonna tell you, so don't listen, okay? Sí, like, la cosa es tan simple como like, I'm so used to like, there needs to be food on the table 24/7. Something might happen where it's like, tú nunca sabes. The idea of like constantly having to move.
Yes.
Right, so it's like to me, like I'm like when I was younger, I would always move, like homes, locations, and it was just like always on the go. And this is to me now. This is why it's so good to talk about it, you know, express it. It's como, por ejemplo, I'm finally having time to realize, debrief, reflect, understand, allow myself to give grace, because it's like it is unnatural. I'm not just different, right? To constantly always need to do something, right? Because sometimes we just need to take a nap. Pero I shared this again previously too. Con mis amistades, con la gente que yo confío, ya me dejo yo to take naps, to enjoy, you know, laughing, to enjoy like the simple
Little
things,
moments.
to be in the present. Like the day of my birthday. O sea, tú viste como yo me pongo, o sea, atiendo a todos que esté bien, que la comida esté bien, que la mesa esté set up, que todo esto, que el músico, que the waiter, like, does he have an attitude? I'm gonna check him, like, you know what I mean? It's como like very selfless, but like it comes from like
a genuine place.
Yeah, genuine place, pero also también, o sea, las cosas como me criaron, pero también to like almost prepare.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Y eso es como like something that I'm working on. But it feels more at home because se siente bien padre compartir space with people who like also think similar, because sometimes I feel like, damn, like sometimes I over prepare.
Yes.
And then people are like, oh, why? They're like, why don't you just take a drink and just chill? And then I'm like, sí, pero
1,000,001 things can go wrong.
Yeah, and then I'm like, sí, pero like this and that, and then I'm like, you know, it feels nice when someone can like step in and be that person to do it, and then you enjoy. Kind of like what you did on my birthday. O sea, ella estaba like, she's like, Alan, I will be the person to do this, and this. Y tú nomás siéntate y tómate.
Because it's your birthday. You need to relax.
Girl, it's my birthday. I wanted a birthday suit.
It's both those nights.
I was like, girl, I'm about to fight everyone. How about that? I was like, I'm gonna fight the dance floor. I'm gonna fight the people at the WeHo. I'm gonna just go crazy.
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
Well, they would have deserved it.
Yeah.
No, 100%. No, but I think that too, that I saw myself in you in the sense of like, yo soy igual. Like, I think you kind of saw a glimpse of it when you guys came to my house. I'm like, oh, like I have pan, cafe, chips. Like, I don't know what I have because I didn't prepare for anything and I felt so bad. And I was like, agua, que saco. I was like, fuck, like, let's hope this fucking pantry becomes magical y le salen chetos and this and that. And like,
es que como
that's
que
just like,
sale de uno.
Yeah, like, but that's my mom too. And I see a lot of my mom.
I think our moms need to like hang out.
Yo creo que sí. They're like connected already.
They're like, they already know each other. I'm like, shit. Fuck, no.
But it's always like, you know, always having something, like never, like, mi mamá siempre dice, siempre es bueno tener más que faltarle, like in terms of like food wise. If someone comes over and like this and that, like, you know, that's
my
why
grandma's
I'm
like that too. Ella creció like having to feed her kids, pero nunca tenía. Entonces she like makes sure to take care of like the things that we do have para que haya de comer. Like her thing is like desayuno, O sea, el alimento y luego ya la cena en la noche.
Oh, okay.
Pero, like, if you don't eat it, it's like to her, it's like the end of the world.
Yeah,
it's
disrespect.
Yes.
It's their form of love language.
Exactly.
Yes.
You said it like my eyes. You understand. You understand. This is why we're besties.
That part.
Yeah, no, porque mi abuela, like, she's very loving, pero ella sí se pone sus moños when it's like, okay, aquí está el café de olla, aquí está tu plato, y si no comes, pues, this is my house.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Entonces, like, girl, I gained like 15 pounds cuando fui a Chihuahua. Yeah, no. Yo salí bien embarnecido, güey. O sea, bien rico. Dije, yo no, güey. Sí, bien cachetón. Dije, mira, cheers to being, you know, what was good memories growing up. Pero ahora,
fact, never
cuéntame.
been to México.
Yes.
Never
¿Qué
been to
área?
México.
¿Nunca has ido, güey?
Never been to Mexico.
Yo, eso go. TJ.
Whoa, we'll be right back. Let's go to TJ. I'm like, antes de que te vayas a NorCal, dude.
Literally.
Hey, that's a good idea. No, por ¿cómo que nunca? Not even TJ.
Never. I've been to CBX to pick up my grandparents, but that's it. Never have set foot in Mexico.
¿Y eso?
Mi mamá no nos dejaba. My older sister no puede ir. She's a DACA recipient, and so se sentía mal dejando a mí and my middle sister go,
so
and
there's
not
layers, yeah.
the older sister. But yeah, never.
Tú, las
gone.
veces que tú vas, te recomiendo que la comida, delicious, pero las veces que yo voy, cada vez que voy, te lo juro, por todo lo que yo he vivido, siempre me ha pasado algo en México. Siempre.
¿Malo?
Puede ser bueno, pero también
Oh.
puede ser un poquito malo.
Ay, qué
O sea,
horror.
son experiencias muy traumáticas.
Wait, what part?
¿Cuál quieres saber? ¿Las buenas o las malas?
Ojo.
Los
Las
dos.
dos,
Ay,
las
no.
dos.
You can't double dip.
Wait.
Pick one.
¿A dónde? ¿De qué parte de México fuiste?
Bueno, es que mi hermano jugó profesional fútbol.
Oh.
Entonces él me tocó ir a Veracruz, Chihuahua,
shit.
Monterrey, Torreón, todas las
Country
áreas.
tour.
Sí, pero el pedo es de que, o sea, siempre, o sea, no sé por qué, pero siempre nos tocaba de que yo iba y luego, haz de cuenta de que por el tema, pues ya sabes, o sea, hay un dicho de que está caliente el área, o hay como, por ejemplo, puede haber, o sea, no quiero generalizar, ¿verdad? Pero lo que yo voy, mis experiencias han sido muy placentes,
Okay.
muy amorosas, muy apapachadas, cultura, comida, todo, pero hay veces que me ha tocado de cuando estaba pequeño y también cuando estaba un poquito más grande, el tema de, o sea, el narcotráfico, cosas así. Es muy peligroso y pues la verdad es de que pues cada quien, dicen por ahí de que, o sea, si no estás involucrado no te debes de preocupar. Pero una vez fui a Irapuato, Guanajuato, y pues la verdad es de que sí, esa vez estuvo muy pesado.
Yeah.
Y era yo y mi mamá, y pues mi mamá casi se me desmayaba, pues porque, o sea, sacaron una pistola. Sí, entonces, pues como te digo, todo pasa por algo, y como dicen, una mala manzana does not represent the whole batch.
No,
So then for me, yo me llevé esa experiencia y dije, bueno, you know, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
Y yo dije, que viva México, y amo mi tierra. Y así es, you know what I mean? Ya continuando con eso, pues como te digo, o sea, México es un país muy, pero muy hermoso y hay que saber quererlo, hay que saber amarlo y hay que saber respetar.
Sí.
Entonces, por la cual yo me llevo esas experiencias, pero como te digo, mi amor para México siempre vive, amor y paz. Pero ahora contigo, amiga, si tú irías, o sea, es decir, if you were to go to Mexico, what would be the first location that you would want to go to?
Okay, so mi familia es de Sinaloa. That part. La familia de mi papá está aquí, pero la familia de mi mamá, for the most part, está en México.
Anyone from Sinaloa?
Girls in the back.
The murals? I'm just saying.
The bureaus. My tío.
¿My tía? Bueno, ok, de Sinaloa y de dónde más, hermano?
Well, I would say probably Sinaloa, like Culiacán, because most of my mom's family is there in Culiacán, and then in a little ranchito. But yes, of course, again, you know, not the safest area, not the worst area. Yes, it is very, you know, controversial, which is another reason why my mom nunca nos dejó ir. But I want to go because my grandpa actually like founded our little ranchito that we're from. Like him and some other guys like basically like fought for the land, made the land. Like he's, you could say a founder, I guess, of like the ranchito and like made all the like leyes and like came up with like the guys. Like I love my grandpa porque tiene a million and one stories and like all the time it's always something different.
Sí, allá las
Always
historias, the
something
stories are
different.
always so good, dude.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
tío, oh my goodness, Alejandro, he makes like 100 stories in 2 seconds.
No, literally. Like my grandpa just be like, oh, I see, and then he like said something else, and I was like, wait, eso pasó? And I'm like, yeah, like
Their stories are like legit too.
Let's not say, but somebody big went to my grandpa's house. They didn't know who he was at the time, but then he came out on TV, and my grandpa was like, ah, cabrón.
Yeah.
But
those are like the type of people that you rock with, you know, like they'll often say, this is just me. O sea, la gente sabe dónde está lo bueno.
Eso sí.
So then like word of mouth goes a long way.
Yeah, porque I think at the time mi abuelo estaba buscando trabajo. And so le ofrecieron el trabajo, but he's not about that life and about that lifestyle. So he was like, respectfully, thank you, but you know, I'll figure it out on my own. And then he did the Bracero program and all that.
Oh,
like,
nice.
yeah, like he was a part of all that. And I got to know that because for one of, I forgot what Chicano class I took. They asked, you know, to interview someone, and I just like called him one day. I was like, Papa David, like, any chance hizo el Bracero program? He was like, sí, y así,
Qué bonito, güey, la verdad.
Arregló él.
That's history for you.
Yeah.
And blood and meat and everything, dude. Qué hermoso.
Yeah.
What was your grandpa's name?
David Fonseca.
Let's take a drink to David Fonseca. David Fonseca, saludos.
No, that part.
Mi familia también tiene terreno. Mi tío es agricultor.
Oh, okay.
Pero así cuenta, like, I'm familiar with all the like landscape and everything, and I think it's so beautiful because yo voy para allá y pues dicen, Alan, te enseñamos allá, te enseñamos acá. Muy bonito, la verdad.
No, yeah. Yo le dije a mi hermana, I want to go. Wait, excuse me. With my grandparents, porque unfortunately they're only getting older. Entonces quiero ir, pero para que ellos nos digan pues sus historias. Like my grandpa,
From them.
Yeah, they're like, oh, esto no estaba aquí. Like they got a carretera, like, you know, a few years ago, but like that wasn't what the town was beforehand. Like, you know, stuff like that. Like las historias que él tiene, que someone else might give me, but not the same way. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping by the end of this year I can go and take them. But, you know, like if I take them, I'd want to be able to, like, you know, make sure they're taken care of and all that stuff. So it's like, gotta make sure I got money.
No, sí, eso es lo que importa. Because honestly, dude, like, I don't know about you all, but like the idea of like you know, you come to the US of A for a better life, right? Y la cosa es de que hay veces de que it has so much weight, but like not in a negative way, just like in a real shit type of lens where it's like you see your grandpa, you see your mom, y you want to give them like the world. Y at least for me, like, no me tocó, bueno, sí me tocó, pues porque, like, que en paz descanse mi abuela, Sara. Ella, o sea, she has her stories, she had over 23 kids, dude.
Oh, wow.
Y a lo que voy es de exactamente, I was just like, shout out to my grandpa, right?
No. To your grandma, she put in the work.
No, that's why you didn't let me finish. But the true MVP is my grandma. Porque además de que ella, you know, you get the gist.
Yes.
Pero lo que voy es de que you know, I'm assuming, because I know that she was very proud of all her kids. A lo que voy es de que you want your kids to get better. Y pues yo no soy padre. I know I don't have any kids out there because I'm like extra safe. Pero lo que yo voy es de que I'm assuming de que, o sea, cuando ven, you know, your grandpa looks at your parents and then your parents look at you. See what I mean?
Sí, no, sí. Cuando graduation was coming up, le hablé, because obviously I was going to invite them, but it's a long trip for them, and then mi grandma tiene arthritis, so para ella, para sentarse, para viaje, es a lot. Entonces le hablé y le dije, you know, para invitarlos regardless. And también le dije, you know, like, todo es gracias a usted, porque si usted no se hubiera venido, sus experiencias que tuvo, no hubiéramos estado aquí, like, you know, with me getting an education, my sisters getting an education, my dad being able to provide, you know, for all of us. And like, it was nice to be vulnerable to him in that sense, but then also he was like, you know, like, agradezco mucho tus estas palabras bonitas, you know, because they don't hear that either. Like, just as much as we need validation, they as well need that. And I always tell him, you know, like, gracias a usted y a por todo lo que hizo. Like, he risked, I think he was either a resident or a citizen now at the time. Like, se trajo a mi hermana, a mi papá, and my mom. He met them like at the border or whatever, and he could have, like, you know, lost everything he basically already got. But he was like, you know what, like, I'm still gonna do it for them. I'm still gonna, you know, allow them to support them in that sense. So yo siempre le digo a él y a mi abuela, you know, like, it's everything is like thanks to you, because si ustedes no se hubieran venido para acá, like, obviously my parents as well, like, yo siempre les digo, but si ellos no empezaron con ese step, who knows what my life would be, like, where I would be.
I know, hermana. That's why sometimes, like, I think about, like, Becky G.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Miss Inglewood. Te digo,
Inglewood.
yeah,
You didn't say
Inglewood.
right.
Miss Inglewood. See, te digo, Becky G, if you're watching this, I want to go to one of your concerts.
That part, Becky G, no. I'm like mad because we at night 1 of Rao and she went to night 2.
Accountability is important, Becky G. So fix that for us, please.
You know what's funny?
What's funny?
I know a guy who's her cousin.
Oh.
Roberto, where are our tickets?
Well, I mean, respectfully, you never asked.
I love that. I love that. Now it's Roberto's fault. Where are our tickets, Roberto? No, Roberto, get it together.
This whole time you had the connection y no dijiste nada.
Es que you guys nunca preguntaron. So,
Pero nunca dijiste.
pues nunca dijeron, nunca mencionaron.
Pues tú tampoco.
How
How would we know that you know him?
Well, it's because I didn't know, like, you guys...
A ver, la exclusiva. Continue.
Okay, it's funny because I've known this guy since middle school. You know, and I just ran into him the other day. And for a while, I didn't believe him. You know, I thought it was full of shit. I thought it was full of it. You know, and then one day I Googled her name. And
You didn't know who she was?
I had known of her, but like...
Oh my.
Okay.
But
But like, I saw that I think either her mom or her dad's last name was his last name. And I knew that he had a family in Inglewood. So I was like, oh shit, maybe he's not lying. You know, so I don't know. But yeah.
Was that supposed to give me confidence?
So can you get us tickets or not?
Yeah, so are we getting boletos or not? Well, I digress. The idea is that we need to verify if that's true. But my other point is Miss Inglewood, right? She has a song, I think it's called Esquema. Her album, Esquema. And I hope I get it right. But the idea is like...
¿Cómo va? Cántala.
No. That's her album. Like the album title.
Is it red?
I think it's purple. Pero right now, if you look it up, pero se llama Esquema. Pero lo que voy a decir que she has a voice note in there. I don't think it's Esquema. It's her new album. She has 2. But pero mete a sus abuelos in the audio.
Yes, querido abuelo.
Sí.
The song.
Sí.
Yes.
It's so good.
So cute. My sister played it for my grandpa. My grandpa cried. I wasn't there because obviously I live out here, but yeah.
Mira. La cosa es de que Becky G is known for reggaeton, but I really fuck with that album.
Dude.
The last one that she dropped. The no sé cómo se llama, pero
with the little girl.
Sí,
yes.
Esa es so good,
yes.
dude.
Yes.
Esa,
yes.
like, I literally was like, where has this been? Like, when I'm driving to LA, okay. Moment of suspenso. Cuando ando manejando en LA, dude, I literally put that in the background y me llegan unas emociones. Because I feel like she kind of gets it.
Yes,
like
100%.
She kind of gets the lens of like that double weight.
Yep.
But at the same time, like, I feel like she's pressured so much. But then at the same time, she like owns it.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
She's pressured so much because she's in the industry, but like she gets it because she's like also Chicana.
Yes.
You
and
know
she
what I mean?
voices it. She advocates for it. So 100%.
And she's always bringing up the girls too. She's known for bringing up people of artistry too, like la gente que va comenzando.
Yes. Yes. No, that album, honestly, I've been singing that at the top of my lungs. Yo me creo cantante en mi carro.
No, yo en el baño.
That too? No, tell me why I always, like, yo tengo mi pinche bocina is this big. Literally, it's this big. It's a JBL little one. And I got it at a White Elephant in Christmas. Ni creas que yo la compré. And I always put like music, whatever. And you know how my room está mi cuarto, el baño, and then my roommate's room. No, hombre, pobrecita. She was like, Jen, you really have concerts in the shower, huh? I'm like, whoop. I forget, yes, she can hear me. Or like, empieza a chiflar.
For me, it's therapeutic.
Yes.
Es como 100%. Se siente bien rico because you're not screaming.
No,
but
with the
like,
windows down in the car.
No, yo sí me agarro así. But you know what my go-to is with that song? It's by Katy Perry, California Girls. Oh, eso, I fuck it up, dude. Like, le pongo así, and me vale verga todo.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude, a mí no me importa.
The amount of times that I've been stuck in traffic, yo me acuerdo con mi cousin or mi best friend, siempre, like, we always, like, have something, like, whether it's Rihanna or Becky G or Bad Bunny or whatever it is. Like, y empezamos a bailar or whatever, and we're literally stuck in, like, dead stop traffic, and, like, people just look at us, and I'm like, hey, we're having a good time.
You know which one hits, though? For me, Jenny Rivera.
No,
like, you put it on, and it's...
Acá, estreno.
No, dude, like, it literally, it hits. Pero para mí son, Paloma Negra, Dama Divina. Like, you literally put it on, Inolvidable. Oh, my gosh, she just got her Hollywood star, too.
Today?
Yesterday.
I think it was
Today,
today.
¿verdad?
I
Earlier.
wanted to go, but I was
Earlier.
at work. I wanted to go say what's up to La Chiquis.
Ay.
Oh my gosh, I literally wanted, like, I want to give her a hug. I'll tell you why. So I'm like, dude, it's because I love women who, like, literally accomplish, but, like, also, like, break barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Y esa muchacha, te lo juro, de que she lost her mom.
Yeah.
Doesn't talk to her dad.
Mm-hmm.
The whole issue with her family and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Y luego, más aparte, she's the oldest of all the children. Y le echa tantas ganas, güey. Like, I literally kid you not, like, they clown on her, they roast her, they do all these things like I obviously do not endorse to the epitome of, pero yo la veo y yo digo, dude, just to make $1,000 in today's economy is difficult. Ahora imagínate her to keep herself and then her family, meaning her siblings, and then like her businesses.
Yeah.
That takes some
Because
real
no matter
shit.
what, she always takes care of her siblings.
Yeah, but like that's some real like chicana chingona shit. Like that sounds like some businesswoman type of thing. Like I don't care because I look at her and I'm like, how many people wish they could be in those shoes?
100%. 100%.
I want to meet you, girl. I want to meet you.
Otra, do you know her cousin or a prima or a tío?
Mira, hey, that was good. That was good. That was good.
I don't
He was all like, what?
Amiga, she's like, woo. Roberto, he has all the connections. Let's not say.
No, dijo que no le preguntamos por Becky G's cousin y ahora sí, a ver. Ya, now no tiene la excusa que no preguntamos.
And Roberto likes being a little toxic every now and then. Because you saw how he's like, we didn't ask him. Listen. Okay, outside of that, man, I want to share a story that I'm pretty sure that all of y'all deserve to listen to, but I think that something that we did recently is that we went high heel shopping.
Oh, yes.
Hermana.
We didn't record.
Well, the thing was that girl was going through emotions like crazy that day.
No, yeah. La
Yes.
señora que nos encontró.
Sí.
I was like, hey.
Dude, so tell us the story and then I'll chime in. And then,
No,
like,
you do the story. I think it's your story to tell.
Well, the reason I'm sharing this is because I chose Bestie to come on and join me for high heel shopping. So you might be thinking, oh, pues qué pedo, qué tanto, Alan, get over it. No, I'm not gonna get over it. I am gonna make sure I talk about it. Because let me tell you something. I kid you not, the emotional roller coaster just to go high heel shopping is a lot. Like, it's queer coded, all the fun endeavors y todo. Pero lo que voy es de que it's good to have emotional support from your friends. Y a lo que yo voy para hacerlo corto, not to say because I want to give you time to share what you process, right? Para mí, it was very much, además de no saber lo que estaba viendo, you guided me. Me enseñaste que tacón looks nice. I got 5 inches, by the way, Roberto. Yes, 5 inches. Y a lo que voy también, like, she also,
black.
She also helped me, like, kind of like calm down. Así como estamos hablando earlier. Like, you're thinking 1,000 things in one.
Yes.
Safety is super important, but I say that because, like, I'm also sharing space with people that I don't know.
Yes.
And then, like, I want to share space with people that I do know. And that, to me, was the most important thing because I feel like, first and foremost, like, gender is a construct.
Yes, social construct.
Yes. And the idea also is that, like, beauty is subjective.
Yes.
So the idea is like, o sea, you have all these things happening y pues ya imagínate tú, I'm 6'2", I'm walking in the section and I'm like, ¿qué hacemos aquí? Pero that's why, you know, I brought someone like you because I trust you and I listen and you all obviously know me. Y we even made friends with the comadre.
Hey.
Yeah, we're out there.
Yeah, she was like, ¿cuál zapato? I was like, los dos.
Oh no, she looked like she could buy them too.
No, literally, she was like, no, es porque los otros ya se me hicieron feos. I was like, los otros?
Están nuevos.
I was like, girl. I was like, damn. And like her, like, not to be weird or anything, but her toes were hella cute. Like, everything about the shoe. I was like, girl, get both of them.
Yeah, no,
like, why
if
are
you
even
can, get
stressed?
them.
Literally.
No, girl, I got them for $13, the heels. But the reason we got them was because obviously, like, me and Jenny and obviously other folks are aware, I'm going to be doing drag. Entonces, entonces la idea es de que ya tengo todo como alistado. But like this is what I mean about like sharing space with people that you trust. I feel like I've said this before, creating your own family. But al mismo tiempo es kind of like debunking a lot of stereotypes.
Yes.
And like, tú no le tienes que pedir el permiso a la gente para ser quien eres tú.
Yes.
Y eso es lo que, o sea, a mí me empodera. Y me empodera, pero también o sea, también es muy refrescante saber de que you have people you could trust. And then also, something for me that I wanted to bring up, you know, as we went through this experience is that you didn't make me feel weird. You know, you made me feel very comfortable.
Yes.
And I feel like that's super important because, you know, you being in...
You're gonna make me cry.
No, tú no llores, amiga, tú no llores. Si
Yo soy chillona.
No, si tú lloras, yo lloro también. Y luego a mí sí se me va a caer el maquillaje.
Pues no sé.
Let's not say. Pero la razón por que digo que eso es muy importante, güey, is because I think that whenever we think about it, like, I feel comfortable with them. You know, but like when you're out in the real world, sometimes people are really, let's just say,
Harsh.
Not necessarily harsh because the world is harsh. Like just living is harsh. Hay personas de que they don't see eye to eye with what you do, pero it goes south. So there's like violence, there's hate crimes, there's discrimination. Hay de todo, güey. Y por eso te digo de que, o sea, to me it was super symbolic because I had a good time.
Yeah.
And that should be for every person that wants to go find dresses, that wants to go find heels, that wants to do drag, that wants to be comfortable on their own skin. That you need to get people that fuck with you, but also that don't judge you, but at the same time create safe spaces for you and that will defend you. Like, the fuck?
No, yeah. I honestly, like, when you called me, I was like, wait, me? Like, because, yeah, like... I'm a girly girl and all that, pero yo con heels apenas yo... I feel like I don't even know how to walk in heels like that. And I was like...
She knows how to walk in heels. Just clearing that up.
Como Patrick Stark.
Ella le camina.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, ella le camina bien,
But I was just like, wait, like, ¿de veras quieres ir conmigo? Like, I was like, okay. Like, I was like, yo, I don't know, like, you know, a lot about heels. I don't know too much about it or anything. I was like, but, like, the basics, like, you know, there's the stiletto, the thick ones, the, you know, the ones that are in now with the little strap, like, you know, there's different ones like that. But when you called me, I was like kind of nervous because I was like, what if I fuck up? Like, what if he doesn't even like it? Like, I was like, you were like, ¿a dónde ir? And I was like, well, yo siempre voy a la TJ Maxx, a la Rods, you know, like, everything's on a budget. Yes. So I was like, I really don't know, like, you know.
I think that's what made it better. It was on a budget.
No, 100%.
Because we had to look for it.
100%. And I think, like, we looked out, too, because there was these cute ones, the ones at Nordstrom Rack. They were so cute, but the front part of the shoe...
Te iba a doblar el dedo así.
You would drag?
Yeah.
All the little straight in this one?
Sí, amiga. And also, I forgot to mention, too, so... I made drag queen friends, meaning like they are like rock stars, dude. Like they are like top tier, and I was like, they gave me, o sea, dijeron, oye, taco de tripa. Ay, I was just like, I know, no, sí. I was just kind of like, you know, pues la verdad es de que it was very nice. Era muy nice el cotorreo, era muy nice todo el ambiente, era muy nice the culture. Drag culture goes hard.
Yes.
Like, it goes hard, y luego la más draga en Mexico. And then RuPaul's drag show, you know, Drag Race, better said.
Yes.
Y todo lo demás, and I feel like this is where, I mean, the validation kicks in, okay? Like, you have to start somewhere. And just for everybody in the back room so y'all can listen, drag is not about how expensive you look. Just want to put that out there.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh, do you look good? Do you like that? No! That's not what it's about. Mind you, some folks like Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, back in the day, you know what I mean? They were budgeting.
Yes.
And if you look into the history of Sylvia, I was just kind of like, and I hope I got her name right. I'm gonna fact check that. Pero lo que hermano, can you look that up right now? It's Sylvia Rivera, right? Vamos a buscar because I want to make sure that I'm being historically correct. See.
Can't get canceled.
I mean, there's a whole podcast about that, so. I'm like, se llama Sylvia Rivera, no?
Yeah.
Period. I do my research. Sylvia Rivera, te lo juro.
Gotta have more confidence.
Dude, I literally go, movimiento, icon y todo, and then she was homeless.
Wow.
Like, but it took her a minute to get back on her feet and everything. Pero lo que yo voy, güey, es de que sometimes when you see like the parades, like pride parades is meant for like the idea of it is advocacy.
100%.
O sea, es el hecho de to go over there, like, it's a para pelear para los derechos. You know, like, this is how people came to understand, like, you know, you're being your authentic self, right?
Yes.
That's not to say
Just
anything.
celebrate it.
Yes, that's not to say you can't celebrate that. Es como decir, o sea, there's layers to it, you know?
Yes.
And so, at least to me, por eso te digo, small steps, be comfortable in your own skin. Ya,
And I
después
think-
ahí.
For your thing, like when we got the heels, we went back to my house and you were walking and everything, and you were overthinking it in your own mind because again,
You
it's
saw
new
that.
to you.
Yes.
It's new to you, and that's why like me and Bede were telling you like, Alan, you got it. You just have to switch your mindset. Like it's so easy to listen to those voices or to be your own critic and like, you know, talk down on yourself, but you have to remember like, you know what? I'm doing it. You know what? I don't have it perfect right now, pero in a week, in a month, in a year,
No, sí,
vas a caminar como nada.
es que para contexto too, like, this is what I mean about like the overthinking portion, right? I just want to like share this, obviously, because it makes sense because it's simply put as like overthinking or like you
Yes.
felt some type of way. Pero
Yes.
yo pasé por tanto buleo, both physically and like emotionally, growing up, where it was just kind of like being who you were. For me, was like super, like, problematic.
Okay.
And, o sea, siempre pasaba algo, dude. Like, o sea, the gestures from the clothes, from this. A mí siempre me ha gustado, like, the little Barbie dolls, you know? Pero tú, te lo juro de que, o sea, no me la acabé cuando estaba pequeño. O sea, era una cosa de que, like, how would you do that to a 5-year-old? You know what I mean? How would you do that growing up, you know? Pero por eso te digo de que those moments that's why it's so important to have your support group, you know what I mean? Porque
Yes.
entras en esos momentos and then you're like, pues
It's a very vulnerable moment.
yes, eso es lo que te estoy dando a entender, güey. O sea, por eso te digo, like, get yourself a friend, like, you know, Jenny. Pero también like, to validate those
Cloning myself?
to validate those experiences. Porque no todo es traumático. No
Yes.
todo es negativo. But in order to get, like, the good stuff, you also have to acknowledge the things that you live.
Yes. Yes. And I think everything is a learning process, meaning,
Exactamente.
you know, yes, you are your biggest critic in a good way, in a bad way, but also you also have to come to like a sense of like, you know what, like I'm overthinking it right now. Like for me, it's like overthinking. Like like, okay, I'm here. A million and one things can happen bad. Yeah, that's where my mind goes. But it's like, you know what, like whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen, and you have to have that mindset. And I think, like especially for you, it's more like, you know what, I want to do this. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's different. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But you know what? Que te valga verga everyone else. Because at the end of the day, it's your thing. It's something you want to do. And no one else should have a say in that.
No, she's gassing me up. I'm gonna use that as a soundbite.
The party?
I'm gonna be like, welcome to drag culture. Pero sincerely, from me to you, I think I really did appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. I felt super, super understood. Pero in the sense that it was something new, dude. Like, yo pienso de que I think that's what we need to focus on.
Yes.
Las cosas positivas.
Yes.
Lo negativo siempre va a haber.
Siempre.
Siempre va a haber. And like I said,
Karin Leon's new song.
Güey, ¿qué dice?
Karin Leon's new
¿Cómo
song.
va? ¿O qué es? ¿O qué? No sé. Yo lo conozco porque mi comadre le encanta Karin Leon.
I love Karin Leon. So my cuchara. Anyways, algo dice La Vida. Search up Karin Leon Banquetera and then go to the lyrics. It's something. It's like a cute lyric. It's a really banquetera.
Banquetera.
It's a part
Música
of
de
his-
suspenso.
Yeah,
Vamos a
but
pensar así.
it's so real. Like at the end of the day, nomás tenemos una vida. At the end of the day,
Wait, I have to play the lyric. I have to read the
No.
lyric, huh? I can't play the actual song.
No, just read it.
Okay. Yeah, because
¿Qué dice, güey?
it says like where it says La Vida. Something positiva. I can't remember in what way or it's positiva.
hold on.
That song.
Para
I'll have to send it to you.
desconectarme. Por los que se han ido y por los que siguen. ¿Sí o no?
We have a Karin Leon do.
No. Roberto.
Huh?
Do you know
Continue,
Karin Leon's
continue.
cousin?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
Johnny's
never
not letting
gonna
that
let
go.
that
I
I'm
know.
never gonna let that go. One thing about me, yo nunca se me olvida.
Wait, dude, what's your
Nunca se me
zodiac sign?
olvida. Guess.
No. Tell me.
Guess.
Okay. What is she giving Roberto?
I only know Pisces, and those Pisces are chill. So I don't know.
I'm a Pisces. We're chill.
Yeah, we're chill like that.
Emotionally intelligent.
Yo no me sé.
I'll leave it there.
Yo no me sé
Ay,
de
hermana,
zodiacs.
pues. No me sé. Are you a fire sign? Are you a Libra?
Creo que no. Creo que sí soy fire, pero no Libra. You're. I don't even know.
I don't even know anything.
Guess.
What do you think? Yes.
When's your birthday?
Guess.
Oh, what did I there's Sagittarius,
No.
Aries,
No.
Capricorn,
No.
Taurus.
No.
Taurus, what else is there?
Cancer.
No.
What's before Cancer?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Hermana, ¿qué
August.
es? Eres-
Oh, no, you're not. Fudge.
Well, it's just past. Oh, it's about to happen.
Yeah, August.
What's
It's
after
Leo?
Cancer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're a Leo.
Yes.
You're probably the only Leo that I fuck with like that.
Oy,
Yeah.
are they crazy?
No, they're a little bit like, let's just say they're on their
They're
own.
fire sign.
Yeah, they're a little, yeah. I'm just like, you know.
feisty.
I'd be like, you know what they say, water puts out fire?
Mm-hmm.
Pisces, Leos, you know what I mean? Pero al caso es de que, let's not divert. A lo que voy, the lyrics, what were so good about the lyrics?
It says something about la vida bien positiva. It basically, la canción is like, you know, no, don't take life for granted because at the end of the day, we all die. We all end up, it's like, as morbid as it sounds, in the hole. So it's like, la vida es para disfrutarla. I think it's like, la vida es...
Dice, la vida es para comerse aquí. Bien dicen que no es para llevar. Ahorita estamos, mañana quién sabe, el presente es lo que hay. No tengo tiempo para ponerme negativo con la vida.
There you go.
Hoy le doy gracias a mi Dios por entregarme un día más.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes, I fuck with it. I think sincerely too. I rock with it. Me encanta la idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like I said, small portions y paso a paso because, girl, I have so many projects lined up now that I have more space and time.
Yes.
And I know you do too. But at least for me, like I said, one of them is definitely tapping into, like, for instance, I went to LA Pride, I went to Rico Pride, I interviewed people in the streets. O sea, era una hermosura ver la gente because to me la gente es lo que me da vida.
Yes.
So la gente will tell you honestly everything.
Mm-hmm.
Pero por eso yo te digo, o sea, when it comes down to the idea of, like, pronto nos vamos a morir. And I have to say that, like, respectfully, like I said, our time is limited whether you're young or you're older.
Yes.
Or you have all the money in the world or you're poor. Por eso I agree with you. Yo también, me too, I went to Coachella. But I learned that right away because I met, like, Rosalia. I saw Blackpink. She shook my hand, así. No, yeah, girl, I put it on my Instagram. Accountability, y'all have to go look over there.
No, I knew you were close, but I didn't know she touched you.
Yeah, she went like that. No, and she looked at me, she's like, oh. And I was like, Raul Alejandro, watch out. Hey, no, new headliner, the reason they broke up.
Let's not say.
Let's not say, but I saw.
That one guy, what's that one guy on TikTok that like does all the chisme?
Ay, güey, hay muchos,
I
dude.
forgot his
Sí,
name
hay
was.
bastantes.
I know, pero
They're like, I
anyways.
know them all. They do a
Pero
lot
which
of,
one
yeah, they do like a lot of, I'm like, girl, if I could do that, I would do that.
Yes.
Me encantaría, but then at the same time, like, you're just doing chisme with all the,
Yeah,
I'm like, I want to talk about, like,
give me something else.
I'm like, you all will understand. Me gusta, like, to invest
Give me
in the
something
community.
more.
Yeah,
Yes,
like, local
yes.
business, whatever.
100%.
Pero, sí, hermana, yo cuando fui a Coachella, yo aprendí de que es muy bonito to stay in the present moment. Y también es muy bonito to share space with people that you fuck with.
Yes.
And then lastly, también aprendí de que lo más bonito de la vida, el dinero, no requiere el dinero. Like, money cannot buy happiness.
Nope.
But I will say, just to be, you know, consistent here, I did have to buy the Coachella tickets.
That part.
But
Let's not talk about that.
yeah, but I had to work for it.
Yes.
Entonces I
Yes.
saved and I made sure, but I also budgeted.
But think about that too. It's an experience that you worked for, that you enjoyed. Because at the end of the day, like, como dijimos, nos vamos a ir. Who's to say, like, not everybody can say they went to Coachella. Not everybody can say they did this, they did that. So, like, if you get a chance to do it and you have the means to do it, I always say do it. Because at the end of the day, you might never get that chance again.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You're only in that present moment for that one time. So,
And I saw
100%.
Benito too. Sí, pero the one that took the show away from me was Rosalia. She, like, literally did something to my soul. But Charlie XCX too. They did something to my soul. Y luego ya, ahorita yo sé que está de controversia Rosalía y Karol G porque se andan peleando.
Oh.
But like, sí, según de que hay un rumor de que they copied each other's music y todo esto. Pero me vale caca. at the end of the day, a lo que voy es de que the artists themselves, you know, they're creating art. Pero ya fuera de eso, hermana, I do believe de que nosotros tenemos que vivir en el momento presente, tenemos que disfrutar ser nuestra versión genuina. We have to be authentic. And at least with me, like I said, I really enjoyed that with you because I feel like you're very authentic.
I think. Oh, I try to be.
She's like I think I am too.
No, I was like, wait.
I was like, I took the words out of her mouth.
I'm like, wait, what am I saying now?
Yes, hermana.
No, but I think so too. Like, I will always stand by that. I can't deal with people who can't be themselves or like who put up a persona just to like impress someone. Because
or that are homophobic.
that part too. Like, a ti que te vale? Like that's one thing I will never understand about people like that. Like, a ti que te vale? Like, why does that bother you? What does it have to do with you? Like, what are you adding or taking away from their life?
Tú diles, Jenny.
Nothing. No, like like in all honesty, like why is it a big thing? Like, obviously I understand, you know, everyone's values, everyone's cultures, everyone's morals are differently, but at the end of the day, like, it doesn't interfere with your life. Why should it be an issue? Like, if it's different and you don't like change, then express that, but don't fucking come off as like, you know, someone who's
hating.
Just ignorant.
Yeah.
Hating,
yeah.
Like that's my thing. I can't do ignorant people. Like,
It's hard, yeah. No, I agree. Roberto, I was just like, you were there when I was, yeah, you saw that in 4K, right?
She was.
Yeah, so then I shared the story with Berenice, and then like we went to Hijo and like this.
I was there.
She was there. She was
Yeah,
there.
no, yeah.
Espérate.
Anyways,
Ya se olvidó.
Oh.
cut the cameras.
He was.
Wait,
Cut
where
the
were you,
cameras.
dude?
I was there
She
with
was there.
Jazz.
Anyways,
Remember,
we were there.
me recogiste de mi casa. We pre-gamed in the little parking garage.
Hermana, where were you? You weren't in the restroom, right?
No.
That's
Yo
why
no
I'm
fui
not
con él.
remembering.
Yo me
Yeah,
quedé
give me
afuera.
some grace. I'm like, dude. and
No, literally.
and also
He did tell me, he was like, make sure I get cut off, please. Make sure I get cut off. I don't want any more drinks.
yeah,
Because I forgot what their name was,
Ay,
but
hermana,
they kept, yeah.
hermana, sí, okay, now I remember. Okay, for some context, yeah, here we go again. Here we go. Let's start with this. You weren't at the restroom, though. Por eso estaba perdido.
Ay, okay.
Estaba perdida, estaba
Okay.
perdida. Así como dice
Okay.
Wendy Cabana, estaba perdido. Okay? I was just kind of like, okay. So then when that happened, I think that was the first time, like, outside of everything that I've been through, legitimately as like a young adult, todo eso pasó. Y dije yo, bueno, o sea, to each their own. You don't pay my bills.
No, 100%.
And at the end of it, I was just like, do something. Porque a ver cómo te va. Respectfully, it's just more so like, you gotta protect your energy, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Protect your energy, y,
Yes.
you know, just continue being fabulous.
No, I think, and like, that's the thing too, like, how are you gonna say something and yet, like, I don't get it. Like, there's no words to describe it.
Sí, y por eso te digo, hermano, not to cut you off there, but like, what did you experience when you saw that? Porque this is what I mean about like my stories, dude. Like, hay veces de que yo lo vivo and I'm telling people and they're like, oh, all these things, right?
Ajá.
Pero tú qué pasaste, tú qué sentiste cuando viste todo eso que se desenvolvió?
No, well, bien, you guys got out of the bathroom y no me acuerdo quién era quien nos dijo. I can't remember if it was Yali, if it was Vane, who it was. But they were like, no, like, let's go outside. And I was like, okay. And then me dijo, I think it was like Lavane. She was like, yeah, they just were saying, you know, things to Alan, this and that. And then Jazz goes, what happened? And I was like, pues yo ni me sé toda la historia, like, espérame. And that's when I told them, and like, obviously to them it's a very more like, you know, touchy subject, and like they were ready to fight. And I was like, okay, like, hold on, like, at the end of the day, yes, they're ignorant people, but at the end of the day, it's not worth you getting kicked out because of them. It's not worth you losing your night because of someone who is like that. Yes, I understand it sucks and you want to fight and you want to do this and you want to do that, but at the same time, is it worth it? Are they worth it? Like, no, they were getting kicked out either way. Like, ¿pa qué empezar otro pedo when, you know, the pedo was already leaving?
Yeah, and then like I said, they got kicked out.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
Because, what the hell?
No, yeah, because I'm telling you, like, por eso yo te digo, o sea, lo pasas, lo miras, and then like you get like, you keep the feeling.
Yes.
That's what's crazy to me, because o sea, te quedas con el hecho de que, o sea, someone is hating on you, but like not just trying to hate on you, but like actually agitating and like confronting you, and then you're expected to like remain at ease.
Yes.
Calm.
I think.
And I'm like, how the fuck do you want me to respond other than I'm gonna defend myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm safe. I'm gonna make sure that the space is like not only good for me but for my friends. You know what I mean? Pero eso es lo que saca onda because I feel like this is why I always share these stories, but I always make sure that I take people with me because, o sea, hasta que lo ves,
Yes.
you start to understand.
Yes.
Por eso te digo, when I walked out, I can know, did you see when the girl approached me and everything? Y se puso todo así, like, I'm like, she went from 0 to 100. And I was like, dude, no puedo. I'm the type of person, I will not choose violence, trust me. But my thing is just more so like, o sea, someone get their friend. Because I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna go, it's gonna ruin the night. And also, I was just kind of like, I'm not even feeling that type of way.
Yeah, and like going back to like an outside perspective, I was just like it sucked to see that there's still people like that. It sucked to see that even in spaces where it's supposed to be a safe space, it's supposed to be a space for anyone and everyone and whoever, and yet there's people who want to come in and do that. Like, I was like, what is the point in that? Like, how are you gonna come into a space that's supposed to be for everyone and not be for everyone? Like, that to me, I was like, I was honestly flabbergasted. Because it's like, in what world is that okay?
It's not. And that's what's like even throw it off more because we're just looking at each other in the restroom. We're like, who's gonna tell her? Like,
homophobic in a gay bar is
like, how are you homophobic at a gay bar? Like, and then also like, it went from homophobic to like, I'm choosing violence. So she got kicked out. And then, like I said, I just felt, for me, again, that day specifically, it just felt very reassuring. Because a lot of folks in the queer community, they don't have sometimes like, not to generalize, right? But sometimes like they're transitioning or they're coming out and they're trying to make new friends, but they don't know who their real friends are. And then it's just kind of like, once you start finding your manada, your people, you know, to me it was really, if I could, I stood on business. Like I'm gonna stand on business, but like it felt different to know that the people you rock with, like, one, had your back, but also two, they were able to see the things that you see that sometimes as that young child you're not able to express. Esas cosas que no puedes explicar, where it's like, well, why did I deserve that?
Yes.
Y por eso yo te digo, I'm like, dude, like, I wish there was like, you know, like the baddies TV where they like get on the fire and they have the camera aquí, se agarran así, but you can see everything, so you have different perspectives. Así para que se hubiera quedado grabado, because to me it was it was very empowering. Porque como te dije, I stood on business and I was just like, girl, like, get it together. But at the same time, we ended up having a fabulous night.
Yes.
¿Sí o no?
No, 100%. But I think that, like, that goes back to, like, for me, is, in a sense, being ignorant. Like, a veces, like, yes, I think about it, but I'm like, no, like, the world can't be as fucked up as that. Like, as someone who has, you know, friends who are in the community, like, you know, I always try and think about it, but I'm always like, you know what, like, I'm so naive to where I'm like, no, like, everyone's, like, amazing, everyone's, like, you know, open and accepting, but, like, reality is that it's not, and, like,
oh my God.
That's what hit me.
No,
I was
dude,
like, what the...
I'm just gonna share this story because I'm like, I gotta share it, dude.
Okay.
Pero te lo juro de que siempre pasa algo, te lo juro, y luego, it's not even to be, like, from... It's just more so to showcase a little bit of like the areas that just don't make sense, right? Y luego people are like expecting you to process it. I'm like, the fuck? You want me to process it, but you're doing all of this? So not my business. I'm literally walking, let's just say on campus, right? A very familiar building right here with some letters, right? And someone hears me talking. Like they hear my voice, and I kid you not, they turn and like así como like scared, dude. And then I'm like, looking left and right, I'm like, what does that do? What are we doing? You know, I'm like, are you scared? Are you startled? But like, there's people here, and then you hear my voice, and then you jump. And then I'm kind of like, well, to each their own. You know what I mean? But to me, it was just more so like, I saw this person get agitated, and I was just walking, being myself, talking, and I'm like, how does that equate to being like, it doesn't even like process to me, like, that is just like on another level of like racializing.
Yes.
Like that is on another level of like discriminatory like behaviors. It's just like, you like, it's not even like you don't like someone, it's like you're literally going on the fence of like, I'm scared. And I'm like, I'm just being myself. Like, are you scared that I'm queer? Are you scared that I'm a Mexican man? Like, are you scared that I'm 6'? Like, I don't get it. And like I said, I was just walking and talking. And I had my friend Rudy was literally right there, and he's like, what the fuck? And then I was like, this is exactly the things that I like literally like. No, like I for reals wish I had a camera so y'all could see that, because I'm just like, dude, like, what is that? Te quedas con la cara de what the fuck, because then you start seeing how people like label people. Like, yeah, and I'm not even gonna go to the examples of it because it throws me off. Like, I want to maintain the energy here with you. But that's what I mean about like people are fucked up like that.
Yes.
And until people see it, they're like, the fuck.
Yes. Going out and seeing it with my best friend, it was interesting because the way people act.
It's different.
I'm like, in what world is that okay?
No, exactly. And like, mind you, I'm queer coded. I'm part of the community. And then to some folks, you know, I have the label of different privileges, right? But then other folks have different, you know, areas of privileges, right? Pero lo que yo voy es de que, o sea, sometimes, like I said, like even when the girls go to the restroom, I don't go to the restroom with the girls because I just you just don't know how they are going to feel, but let alone how that's going to play out. And I need to take care of myself, and I also need to make sure other people feel comfortable too. But that's, o sea, yo me pongo en esa postura. And can you imagine other people, like specifically when they're actually like transitioning and they're going in through those type of conversations that are very specific, you know what I mean? That's
unfortunately, I think it's because we're a part of a world that are scared to have those difficult conversations.
And it's healthy to have these conversations.
Yes, but unfortunately, people don't like uncomfortable conversations. Don't like stuff like that.
Ay, dije, ay, Arminga, ya se nos acabó. Like, está pesado. I'm like, winner! Non-alcoholic, y'all. Non-alcoholic.
But yeah, like, it's just insane to see that people aren't willing to have conversations. Because, like, even for me, I think I go back to when we were in the car, when we went out to Wico that you forgot. Te pregunté.
She's not gonna let it go. She's not gonna. I remember. Mira, Jenny, I remember. It's just lo que pasa is like so much happened that night. Yes, but look, amoritas.
But anyways, but we were in the car.
Very.
Por eso te dije, I was like, Alan, do you like to go by like amigo or amiga? And like, obviously to me, I was like, I hope he doesn't take it offensively. I hope it's not coming off like a one way or another. I was like, I just want people to be able to feel comfortable with me. Like, that's one thing that I've learned with my best friend. Like, you shouldn't assume. And I think assumptions are a huge thing. I think in the world regardless, but especially with this, it's like, okay, like, ¿qué quieres? Like, what do you feel more comfortable with? Like, I don't mean to come off as mean. I don't mean to come off as rude. Like, I genuinely just want to know. Like, what do you want? What feels more comfortable, you know, with you? Yes, sí. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. At least for me, I really did appreciate that. Like, I was like, it's intentional. Y eso es lo que a mí me importa, intentionality, but at the same time, like, it alleviated a lot of, like, the ums. Because sometimes, like I said, I'm a bestie, I'm a homie, but it's super important to take into consideration, like, not just with the conversation, but after. From start to the middle to the finish. So then that's why, like, to me, like, for instance, like, I feel real comfortable. I feel real happy. I feel real, like, genuine. And I think that really showcased that. And I think outside of that, I think that for me, yo me llevé, like I said, a very, 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 very great night. So, thank you.
No, 100%.
Thank you, because you know how to have fun too.
No, it's that part.
Yes.
It's a balance. I think
work-life balance.
No, honestly, like, okay, yes. Like, I think in my first my first year, 2 years on campus, it was all like work, school, work, school, work. Like, there was nothing else. Like, it was either Jenny was on campus, Jenny was at work, Jenny was at home sleeping. Like, there was nothing else. And then I was like, you know what, like, Bere started going out, and I was like, she was like, Jenny, let's go. And I was like, I guess. Me jalaba de las patas, me llevaba, you know? Let's not say.
That's too.
And it was just like, okay,
let's get that on video too.
No, that part. Cut it out. But it's like also knowing that, like, you're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to, like, you know, enjoy it, whether it's like going out for drinks or going out to dinner or going to the playa or going wherever, like, whatever makes you feel at peace, whatever brings you. I think you talked about it in Rudy's podcast, Love Language. Someone said quality time. Like, if that's what it is, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I think everyone needs to have
a balance. Like, as obviously sometimes it's not gonna be as, you know, equal or whatnot, but like there has to be like you time, and there has to be like, you know, professionalism, and then like everything. Does that make sense?
It does, definitely. I'm curious. All right, I know I asked this before, but what's he? Wait, but hold on. I got you. No te me asustes. Yessie, what's your love language?
Sorry, I'm blanking on what they are all.
Physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time,
acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts.
All of them.
Yeah, but in order. Highest to least.
Okay, which was the top one?
Quality time.
Quality time. Okay, yours?
Physical touch, quality time.
Physical touch, quality time. Okay, so okay, and then Roberto?
Yeah, physical touch and quality time.
Physical touch first, okay.
Are interchangeable, because I like presents, you know. But I like hugs, you know, and I like meaningful hugs.
Okay, you like the deep ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just do you?
No context. You like the deep. I need to cut this. El mío, to be honest, I think it's communication.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Words of
like,
affirmation.
yeah, because it's like my thing. Si no nos entendemos, well, even if you have a good, let's just say like good sex or like good like presence or whatnot, but if you're constantly having to understand each other because there's miscommunication, I feel like it throws it off.
Yes.
Respectfully.
100%.
Can I change my answer?
Wait, what
Go
you?
for it.
Oh, okay.
True, that's real.
Yeah.
Like, it does.
Girl, I'm not dating nobody right now, but this is what I mean about like I want to be more intentional if I do throw myself in there, just because it's kind of like, you know, some of us are still single.
It's hard.
Yeah, no, I think that for
I
me,
think growth.
yeah.
And
Pero por
learning
eso te
that.
digo, what would you advise to me, hermana? Like, what would be your advice for looking for a partner?
Okay. Well, I think that like knowing your love language and being
Done.
able to express it.
Done.
No, espérate. You're like, light him up right now.
Bring them in.
Swipe right.
Yeah, bring them in. Left, right. Yeah.
But like that, like communication wise, but also knowing what you enjoy and what you can keep to yourself. Meaning you, like, I think your thing from an outside perspective would be gym time. Gym time is like your thing. So don't mix that with someone else. Don't have someone else come into that, because if they ever, you know, worst case scenario, you know, hopefully not, but if they ever leave, they will disrupt that and you'll lose that sense of self. So it's like keeping stuff to yourself, but also like allowing yourself to be one. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
That
means what I'm hearing. Can I get the green light to date someone that's a gym person already? So there's no disruption because they're already in there.
Or if you go to
Yes and
separate
no.
gyms.
Huh?
Or if you go to separate gyms.
Separate gyms?
Yeah. Or like separate workouts.
Okay, so separate workouts.
Yeah, like just allowing yourself to have your own thing, yet also being able to come together at the end of the day. Meaning, make sure that they can add to it rather than take away from it. Because then it's like, oh, like, no, ya no quiero ir because of this, or ya no quiero ir because of that.
Yeah.
So, like, I think 100% I will always preach that. Like, you're allowed to have your life together, but also your own individual life.
Okay.
Like, hanging out with friends, like, you always need, you know, the girl time. You always need the boy time. You always need that. Like, and it can't be a toxic thing. Like, it has to be like, hey, like, we're gonna hang out. It's just gonna be us. Like, obviously, that's where communication comes back. Like, this is what we're gonna do. Or like, hey, like, the girls wanna go out. I'm gonna go out with them. I'm letting you know, but at the end of the day, it also comes down to respect.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay, yes, I definitely do agree with you, hermana. I think the fine line for me is like, hold me accountable. So if I'm with somebody y luego they start telling me, don't do this, don't wear this, don't do that, agárrame de las nalgas y pow.
No, that part.
Literally, porque me gusta. Pero le digo, and sincerely, I think love is important.
Yes.
I'm very happy in the era that you are in. Y luego te deseo lo mejor, honestly. And for anyone listening, self-love is the way to go.
Yes.
We talked about this, so
Yes.
obviously we're gonna
And then, you know, there's the stigma of always like needing to have someone, needing to be with someone. But at the end of the day, like, you know, you need to focus on yourself, need to be yourself. And then whoever comes along will come along.
Yes.
And I will preach for that because of my story.
Yeah,
and how it all happened.
everyone's getting couples, so I'm like, it's almost about time for me
That
to like,
part.
you know, like find, you know, sugar daddy, sugar mama.
No, but,
that's
like,
the only thing I want.
Think about
Right
it
now.
like this too. Like, okay, for my instance, like I knew him in first grade.
Okay.
I had a crush on him. I will say that. Like he was my first grade bae.
We're revealing. Okay.
He was my first grade bae, and then I don't remember him after first grade, but según we went to school hasta third grade, and then he moved. Whatever, life happened, and then Coachella. He would like my stories, you know, that like me mandaba mensaje, whatever, and I was like, no, like, you know, like he lives in Sac, I live here, whatever. And then Coachella happened, and Friday was super cold at Coachella, and I was like, damn, like I forgot a sweater. So Saturday I was like, you know what, me voy a traer mi suéter, whatever. We left the hotel, se me olvidó como mensa. So then my best friend goes, why don't you just text him? Like, you never know. And I was like, me da miedo, I haven't seen this man since like third grade. So then I texted him, whatever, like we hung out, whatever. And then like, you know, one thing led to another. It was just like a genuine connection. And I think that like you need to remember that. Like you will just feel like you don't have to put on a persona. You don't have to be this. You don't have to be that. Like you could just be your genuine self. And if you can't, then that's when you know, like, you know what? This is not working out. So I will say that. Like everything happens for a lesson.
I believe you, girl. I'm going through my roster right now.
You're like first grade. What I know from first grade.
No, I'm like literally going through it because I'm like, which one? Pero what I gotta say is like right now I'm focused en lo mío.
Yes.
In the career and all that. Pero manifesting, if anything wants to come to me, by all means. Pero que viva el amor. Que viva o no.
For you.
Yes. I got you. Got plenty on that, girl.
For you,
Pero
for you.
quiero yo decirte, I truly want to say, ahorita we're gonna wrap things up because we have another session. You know what I mean? Pero también the reason I said is because I feel that, you know, today we're manifesting amor, we're manifesting health. I wish you the best in NorCal.
Thank you.
I am gonna go up there at 3 a.m. and knock on your door.
A ver.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear the in-betweens. I'll
My
be like,
little camera, I better catch you.
Yes, I'll be out there. Y también more pride events, more bonding sessions at the beach, more girl stuff, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Y I'm gonna hold you accountable, just like you can hold me accountable too, nalgadas on the butt, you know? But most definitely, amiga, te deseo lo mejor. I'm super proud of you for achieving your higher education. I'm super happy with where you are. Y pues, la verdad es de que moving forward, pues, hopefully we'll have another episode to be able to see what
100%.
updates you have for us.
No, and también te quiero decir thank you. You know, I feel honored to be here, honored to just, you know, be in the presence with you because as much as you know, do everything, you also still make time for everyone. You make sure you listen, you make sure you see people. So for that too, like, thank you for being a genuine friend. Thank you for being who you are, no matter how crazy and how, like, you know, cracked out on coffee you are. But, you know, like, I saw you that one time con Bere. I remember I went to McDonald's and I got you a coffee and el pinche café te tomaste.
Exactly.
And I was just like, bro, anyways, but like you were just like always on the go, but also like remind yourself that it's okay to like not do something. It's okay to just be in the moment. It's okay to live in the moment and like don't let life get carried away.
Of course, y con eso, pues nos dejamos ir, vamos a hacer el corazoncito y luego nos vemos pronto. I'll see y'all soon for episode number 4.
Yeah.
Y we'll see y'all soon. This was episode number 3 with
No.
Wait, this is 4, isn't
This
it?
is 4.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Because Vere, I forgot her name. Rudy,
Uh-huh.
and
This
then
is 4.
yeah, Jenny.
Ya se le olvidó.
I know.
Otra vez.
More people to come, y'all. No se me olvidó. I'm just like, what episode are we on? Pero lo que,
keep track.
sí, keep track. Yeah, pero lo que importa es que we'll see you soon, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Alright, pues
Pues,
bye.
bye.